Hey, it's your friend Steve. I'm a ridiculous human being. Nothing about my life makes sense. Um, like I wish like all these things I tell you people are false, but sadly, all of it. I mean, a little of it is drawn up for comedy value, but most of it is fucking true. And it's just the universe. And sorry, I've been wearing this shirt since last night. I had a rough night. Also, a woman. First off, R.I.P. Mr. Leahy. And then a woman came up to me and said, "Hey, is that you on that shirt? Does that look like me at all? That looks like an old dude who's bald." And I might look. I don't know. I don't think I look old, and I'm definitely not bald. I do wear sunglasses like that though. And Mr. Leahy is my spirit animal. R.I.P. But yeah, I do. And then I was like, well, I do actually have shirts with my face on it, which was like an embarrassing moment because I was like, who would wear a shirt with their face on it? And I was like, wait a minute, I do have shirts with my face on it. It's called self promotion. It's called. Ooh, my hand looks weird. That's a big ass hand. That's a big ass hand. I just don't know what's going on. I'm having a weird week, guys. It's my birthday week. This probably will be my birthday episode because I don't know if I want to record an episode on my birthday. I might. I don't know. I haven't decided. And it's the 1 year anniversary of my cousin's passing, which is really affecting me hard. As someone who thinks they can save everybody, I keep thinking back. What should I have done to help her out? So that's been just heavy on my mind. It's hard, and plus I just feel drained. I feel like I just try to be a good person every day, which is the goal, to be a good person every day. But I take on a lot of people's problems, and I really try to help as many people as humanly possible. But it really is draining, and it's just like my mental health is just at an all time low right now. And I feel guilty about it, which is like the ultimate. Like, what the fuck do I do? I want to check out of people's lives for a little bit, but I also don't want to check out because I know people need me because I do help a lot of people, which actually, sorry, that's a weird clear my throat moment, which helps me with my mental health to help others because I talked to my best friend who is a lovely human being who is, I don't deserve. He's just a beautiful human being. And he's like, well, man, you need to, you know, do this, this, and this, which is just trying to help. But it's just like, he's like, go back to therapy, which I haven't went to therapy in about a month. I just can't do therapy. I mean, I could do this because I mean, I don't think anybody actually watches this, except for like 4 people, which is cool. The 4 people that watch this all the time. Love you. Sorry about my big hands. Um, I just don't want because all my problems aren't really problems. To me, they're not really problems. They're problems to me, of course, but like, there's people in this world that have like family members dying of cancer or they are dealing with cancer or their loved one just died or stuff like real world shit. They don't know where they're going to get their next meal, they're homeless. Like those are real problems. My problems are, my friend didn't text me back quick enough, and now I'm like, does he even love me? That's my thing. It's like little fucking. I'm like, I'm such a petty dude. Because the thing is, I love attention. I do. I'm a bit of an attention whore. I do love it, but I also hate attention, which is like, dude, what does it? How does like nothing in my life makes sense to me. I love attention, but like the fact that my birthday's coming up and people are gonna be like, "Oh, happy birthday," and like say nice things about me, I'm like, it feels forced to me, but I also fucking love it. It sucks having anxiety. Don't get it. If you have the option to not like, if I had the option like, oh, hello, Mr. Eichenhofer, you're about to be born, what would you like to do? I was like, first off, be white and be a male, because throughout history. I could have been born anytime. Though my size, I might have had an issue. Like, I might have been, like, chased from villages with pitchforks and torches. But, just because I'm a huge Frankenstein monster, that was the joke. But overall, I'm a white, straight man. I have mental illness, but it's like, this is like the fucking golden age of mental illness. We're all like, yo, I got mental illness. You got mental illness? Hell yeah. Um, it's just a great time to have mental illness because it's like for the first time we're all like, oh yeah, I also have anxiety. I also have this. I also have this. Like, it's a beautiful time to be alive. Like, back in like even like 25 years ago, let's go back to when I was born 34 years ago. In the 80s, I would have been like the crazy guy and like locked up. I think if I wasn't sorry, if I wasn't born hold for edit. If I wasn't born now and I was born like in when I was born, but I was my age now. Anyway, if I transported myself back to the time that I was or wasn't. What is happening? Anyway, if I was in my 30s in the 80s, better way. Hold for edit. If I was in my 30s in the 80s, I would just be a crazy guy. Like, they didn't have mental illness. They just had crazy people. We just had crazy people like 20 years ago. Even 10 years ago, we just had crazy people. We didn't have the category of mentally ill where we're all like, oh, he was mentally ill. Damn, that sucks. Like, we were just simpler people back then. But I just don't have a time period where I got transported back to and I would have a bad time. I'd just be, a good looking white man with beautiful hair and a nice beard. And I wouldn't look like this. This dude's clearly bald. And this is wrinkles. I was trying to explain to her, I was like, if you say I look like this, it's very insulting because he has like no hair and he has wrinkles, so he's clearly old. And she's just like, I don't see that. I was like, it's a cartoon of a dude, and he's old with balding. And it says, I'm the liquor. Well, I am an alcoholic. Whatever. But that's the thing about it. It's also a great time to have problems because everyone is really sympathetic for the most part, unless you're a woman. Then we don't talk about abortions. We don't talk about abortions. It's a shitty time. Why can't we just let women go? You know what? I don't care. I think I talked about this before, but I don't care. I don't care about anything. Let's be honest. If it doesn't, I'm going to be selfish for a minute. If it doesn't affect me, I don't care. We should just start the I don't care party. Just pay taxes. Okay, here's the plan. Every state has one city. They're Vegas. Everything's legal. Prostitution, drugs, whatever. Go there, do whatever the fuck you want. Whatever. Except murder. Murder and rape, no. But if you want to fucking do drugs, I don't care. I mean, just don't. And then we put, big walls in there. Wall it off. And then you try to leave, you have to take a drug test and you have to, go in and out. Go in that city, do whatever you want. It's Sin City. Sin City in all the states. Probably not the southern states, because they probably don't like that. Even though the southern states are probably the most guilty of being sinners. I mean, they own black people. I mean, let's be honest. That's kind of a shitty thing to do. And then a lot of people still want to own black people. Like, on paper, slavery is, amazing. Like, if we could do slavery, but, with robots, but then the robot uprising would be devastating. That should be like Terminator 2. It'd just be, oof. But to be fair, though, owning a slave sucks to be a slave, but to own one, it's like you wake up and you're like, oh shit, like my clothes are all clean and my breakfast is made. Holy fuck, that's awesome. And then you don't pay people. It's like really bad that it's really that. Like, it sucks to own someone. Hold for edit. delete episode. It sucks to own people. Like, for the people being owned, it's horrible. It's a terrible existence. But I mean, honestly, like now we have slavery. It's just called minimum wage. Like, if you're getting paid $7 an hour, I mean, you might as well be a slave. Like, who's living off $7 an hour? It's a horrible existence. Even like $15 an hour, who's living off that? It's hard to live off anything unless you're really making money. I mean, everyone's got to have roommates. Like, that's why, like, the older generation's like, well, back in our day, like, yeah, motherfucker, because your house cost like $2,000 and you had jobs that, like, after 30 years, they set you up for the rest of your life and give you a gold watch. Like, you guys are so privileged, it's not even funny. But that's just the world they were born into. It's not even their fault. I mean, it's not like, I'm sure in 30 years, people are going to be like, oh man, this fucking time where, before the robot slave uprising. We should probably say uprising. Yeah. It was great. All they did was have slave robots and bang. I mean, just, okay. Just bang. And then slave owners banged their slaves. That's what a world. What a world. Like, doesn't that blow anyone else's mind? That wasn't even that long ago, dude. That was like 200 and something years ago that we had dudes who owned slaves and they were fucking their slaves and then their slaves had babies and they were just like, "Oh, Ezekiel, doesn't that slave boy look like you?" And they're like, "Oh no. I don't think so." And then they had the slaves working. Oh my god, dude. Then you had you had your second family like living under the same roof as your other family, and like your wife was just had to be like a fucking idiot, and she's just like, "Oh, that slave boy does look like my husband, and he's very light skinned." Women just had to put up with a lot of shit throughout their whole existence. Like, women just back in the day, like, men are just, well, even though now men are just going around fucking anything that walks. That's just what women don't understand. Like, penises have no laws. There's no laws with the penis. The penis will say and do whatever the penis likes, except rape. I mean, men rape. It's gross. I don't understand the whole rape thing, though. It's like, you just get off on what? Just like taking whatever you want. It's very primal. It's very gross. Don't rape people. I know you needed to see a semi-funny man on YouTube tell you that, but don't rape people. It's not nice. It's not a nice thing to do. Just like people have to live with being raped. It's not a good existence. So just be cool about it. That's why we should just make prostitution. Just make prostitution legal. It's like OnlyFans next step. Like, we already have OnlyFans. Just let dudes pay for sex. But then it gives away all the women's power. Because women have power over us. They have the sex. And we want the sex. Gotta have the sex. Need the sex. And they know that. So that's why they won't have prostitution be legal. Because you know how many women working 9-to-5 jobs? What a way to make a living. Don't sue me. I love you, Dolly Parton. But you know how many women would just be like, "Oh, I quit my job. I'm just going off and sucking and fucking for money." That's a fucking economy. And then we tax it. Government, own sex. Fucking government. Take your fucking $2 out of every fucking transaction. And let's build new schools. And let's fucking teach these kids, like, hey, don't fuck for money. And maybe just say, fuck this whole generation. And maybe in like 3 generations, when we have like the best school system in the world and the best everything, and then we could just be great again. That's how you make America great again. Not this fucking red hat, fucking borderline Nazi bullshit. Fucking let's build roads. Let's build great things. Let's teach our fucking kids how to fucking read and write at a level that they won't be behind the Japanese and the fucking Chinese and all the Asians. Because the Asians are coming for us. The Asians have been too smart for a long time. They're like insanely smart. And then like we dropped nuclear bombs on Japan. How does Japan not hate us every fucking day of our lives? Just imagine that. We dropped a nuclear bomb on a country, and that country is nice to us. And we did it twice. That's insane. Like, imagine, like, most Americans fucking hate people from the Middle East because of 9/11, and and then there's people that just hate them. And that wasn't even like a quarter of what happened to the Japanese. I'm sure there is people in Japan that are like, "Fuck America." I'm not gonna do a Japanese stereotype. That's fucked up. But I wish people just loved people. Just love. Just too much fucked up shit in the world. I'm trying to make the world better. Every day, just try to make the world better. You know what I mean? I wish you knew what I mean. You 4 people that watch this. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Oh, man. Yeah. Figure shit out. Birthday week. Birthday month. Be kind. Be nice to people this week. That would be a nice birthday gift. And like all my videos. Watch all my videos one time. If everyone watching this watched every single one of my videos one time, that'd be nice. I just think I'm funny, and I like people to laugh. I think the world's just a sucky place at the time. That's depressing. I don't want to be depressing. I love you guys. Let's end on a good note. So I'm like really high, and this dude walks up to me, and he goes, which always this conversation starts. He goes, "You're very big." I'm like, I know. I get that a lot. He goes, "You got Viking blood." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, man, you got that Viking blood in you." I'm like, maybe. I don't think so. I'm German and Irish. Don't really know a lot about Vikings, but I don't think that was German and Irish. It's like, "Yeah, man, when you die, you're gonna go to Valhalla." I'm like, I was like, "I don't think so. I don't plan to die in battle. I don't think that's where you go." And he's like, "Yeah, you're going to Valhalla when you die, my friend." I was like, "I don't think I want to go to Valhalla." Valhalla is just a bunch of overjacked steroid Vikings. That sounds like a horrible place. It's like being in high school and all the athletes that were just like douchebags are like there talking about fucking and killing and raping women. That sounds like a horrible place to be. And then it's just me there. And I'm like, "Oh, hey." They're like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "Oh, well, this one random dude told me I would go to Valhalla when I die." They're like, "Would you die in battle?" And I'm like, "Well, I actually didn't die in battle. That's the crazy thing. I think I'm in the wrong place." And then it's just eternity of me like explaining why I'm in Valhalla. And they're all like, "This guy doesn't belong here." And then they're all douchey and they're like, "Well, we should probably rape some women now." And I'm like, "Oh, no. No, thank you. Prostitution should be legal." That's my platform. I'm about to be 35. I'm gonna run for president. Fuck it. Lower taxes. Stop fucking bombing people all over the world. I'm sure I'll fucking be assassinated real quick because of the fucking corporations that love to bomb people. And then we're gonna fucking fix education. Prostitution's gonna be legal. Weed's definitely gonna be legal. You could have your fucking guns. Don't care about your fucking guns. Not coming for your fucking guns. Don't care about your guns. Don't shoot children in fucking